Hi, and welcome to my channel. Or if you're a returning subscriber, hello again. It's very nice to see you back here again. I hope that you are all doing well. My name is Teslark, and this is an art and beauty channel. So if those are videos you're interested in, make sure you subscribe because I am here for you every single week. And this week we are crafting. So it seems that you guys really liked my lotus candle holder video that I posted earlier. I also made one with pressed flowers. I will link both of those videos in the description. But I was recently asked to make a purple lotus, and so I thought that this would be a really great time to film two different techniques, two different ways of pouring the resin in that lead to different little effects. So I hope that you like this video. If you do like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It not only helps out my channel a lot, but it also lets me know that I'm making content that you want to see from me. And as always, I will list all the materials that I use for this project down below in the description. So if you want to try it for yourself, all of that information will be easily available to you, as well as I have to give a little shout out to my Etsy shop, which is fragilebeings.com. And there you can find everything that I have for sale. I have some of these lotuses up. I've got some other resin stuff up, and you can also commission me for custom pieces. So that will be linked in the description below. And let's just hop right into this video because I'm very excited to get started. I went ahead and pre-mixed my resin to save time. And for these lotuses, you need about 200 milliliters of resin. I poured 400 milliliters. I didn't check my notes, so I ended up making a crescent moon, which I'll show you at the end of the video. But you roughly need 100 milliliters of resin per lotus. And as always, I'm using the Naked Fusion resin, and this is their artist resin. And then I'm just pouring my resin out into some smaller cups, and that's where I will mix the colors. And I'm using a combination of Pinata colors and some Pearl X pigment powder. But so for these, it's all about ratios. So I've got one cup that has a pretty good amount of resin, and that I'm gonna make purple. I'm adding just a little bit of white to the purple to make it a bit brighter and a little bit less translucent. And then after that, I will just go ahead and mix that up and make sure that I'm scraping the sides and the bottom of my container as I'm mixing. And I sped up this footage, but you want to go ahead and move slowly. You want to try not to incorporate air bubbles into the resin even when you're just mixing. I also know that I want a good amount of white for this project, so I will be mixing that up. And for the white, I'm going to be using both the Pinata color, the white Blanco, and also my Pearl X powder, just because I am obsessed with this stuff. It gives it the prettiest sort of blue sheen. And then next I'm just going to go ahead and mix some gold glitter. And I have the least amount of resin in the cup that I'm going to be using for the gold because I don't want the gold to overtake everything, and the glitter tends to really spread. And then after I've got all of my pigments mixed into the resin, I like to let it sit for 5 minutes or so, just so I can let some air bubbles come up to the surface, and then I can go ahead and use my heat gun to pop those bubbles. Okay, and now it's time to fill up our molds. So for the first lotus, I'm going to go ahead and pour my purple first. And I'm going to go ahead and pour a pretty decent amount of purple in there until I kind of see it at the bottom of the petals. If you go too fast, you can also kind of use your popsicle stick to push down the center of the mold so that it doesn't overflow before it can get down into the mold, if that makes sense. And next I'm going to go ahead and pour a pretty good layer of clear. And the clear is going to make it so you can kind of see different things reacting underneath the layer of purple. You'll see at the end of the video, you can really see like the white come through the clear. It's a really cool effect. So after that, going in with my white. And then last but not least, I will add my glitter until the mold is completely full. And then for the second lotus, I'm going to start with purple again, but this time I'm not going to add quite as much purple because I want the purple to really interact with the white and get sort of wispy and maybe even a little bit lighter. And for this one, I want to use a lot more white, so I'm going to keep pouring the white until I can see it in the bottom of the petals. And then next up is to pour in my clear, and then I will finish with a little bit of the gold glitter. Leave me a comment down below if you love watching the way this glitter moves as much as I do. Alright, and so I let my pieces set up overnight. They're really nicely cured, totally solid, and let's just pull them out of their molds and see how they turned out. And I'll start with the one that I poured first. That is very pretty. I love how a lot of the gold glitter came up to the surface too and kind of got tinted this purple color on the inside. And you can really see where the white is interacting with the purple underneath. And so let's take out the second one. Ooh. This one is also super pretty. So in the second one, as you can see, there's a lot more white. The purple is a little bit lighter too because the white interacted with the purple, but both of these are really pretty. So with this one, I poured the color in first and quite a bit of color, and then I poured in some clear resin and then followed it up with white and then the glitter. And then for this one, I poured just a little bit of the color and then white and then clear and finished with glitter. They're both really pretty. I'm not sure which one is my favorite. You'll have to let me know down below in the comments which one you like the best because I'm very curious to know your opinions. I also had a bit of resin left over, so I went ahead and played with it, just making this little moon. And this moon actually turned out really, really pretty. So let me know if you guys want to see the technique that I used to make this sort of a pattern. It's really feathery on the back too. It's really pretty. And the lip on the bottom of these isn't too bad, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take a nail file to sand these down instead of getting out my power tools, and then we'll just finish them up by putting a little gold rim around the inner edge. And then I will also be using these little rubber feet just to put on the bottom of these so they don't scratch up any surface that they're sitting on, just in case. I also saved the original bags that these molds came in just because between uses I like to put them back in the bag just to try to minimize any dust or pet hair or human hair that can get on them or in them. So and now I'm just going to be using my paint pen in a gold to go around the outside edge of the lotuses. And I'm using the Deco Color Premium Paint Pen, trusty dusty little paint pen. And then just around the edge here. Overall, I'm so happy with how these turned out. I think that they're very cute. I hope that you found this video to be informative, or I hope that it inspires you to go out today and make something of your own. And as always, I will go ahead and have these linked down below in my Etsy. If you've made it all the way to the end of this video, leave me a little flower emoji so that I know that it's real. And I will see you next week. Bye!